Hi, I'm Joe Gibbs, and I'm honored to be here to in some small way, be a part of such a great day for Don. A couple of things happened to me on the way here. I was thinking about, we were down telling a few stories about Don, and Mario Mendez, who played with him and played high school ball with me, he just kind of shared with me. He just said, and I think he probably stayed at best. He says, you know, I went over to visit Don when he was in the hospital. He said, I just grabbed his hand and I said, Coach, we love you. And I think Mario kind of said it. He said this to me. He says, I said that for everybody that played for him. And so I don't think you can capture much in a few minutes here about Don's life. We all kind of saw him, and I'll do the best I can to talk about a few realities that I think kind of set Coach apart. One of the things they were kind of shared about him not being able to go to sleep, Jim Hannafin and I were with him there in St. Louis, and Don stayed in the stadium. So he saved him the drive home. As a matter of fact, I think I spent more time with him, Mindy, in those 13 years, Mike, than you guys did, because I was with him all the time, and that's where Don was all the time. But anyway, he'd go to sleep at night, he'd have a little toddy, try and go to sleep. Couldn't go to sleep. About 1 o'clock, he'd tell us, I took a sleeping pill. And so, couldn't go to sleep. He said, 3 o'clock, I took a little sleeping pill. And I'm going, oh my gosh. And he says, I still couldn't go to sleep. And he said, 5 o'clock, I took another sleeping pill. And he said, and then 5:30, I went to sleep. And then 7 o'clock, you guys showed up. He would come out of there with that hair a mess and everything and go down the hall. I mean, I don't know how I got to that, but I thought I'd share that. But one of the things I think set Don apart was his passion. Truly, I have not been around anybody else in life. We all say we got passions and things we believe in. Don, I felt like, had the greatest passion I've ever witnessed in football. Been around a lot of great football people. And it's just what he believed, and every single part of it was real. And you as a player or a coach knew it was for real. And sometimes it manifested itself in little different ways to some of us that played for him. It reminds me, we were playing San Fernando Valley, and you know, when I was here at San Diego State, we had all kinds of players. They had nobody. I mean, this is going to be a rout. We go up there, and in the first half, it was 14-14. And so we all go in for the halftime. And I can still remember it had linoleum floors, and we were sitting in those little chairs that had the armchairs, you know, like you have. And so we're in there with our uniforms kind of halfway slid into these chairs. And so we're all kind of in there waiting, and we go 2 or 3 minutes, no Don. We're looking around at each other, you know, and 2 or 3 more minutes, no Don. After about 7 minutes, the door flies open, and he's standing there like this, and he goes, you bunch of no good rotten. He comes in, and there's some oranges. They had a thing of oranges sitting up front for us at halftime. He grabs these oranges, and I mean, he is pounding us with these oranges. Now, if you can picture this, everybody on the front row with their uniform and everything, and their cleats are slipping, they're trying to get out of there, and he's putting these oranges right in our face mask. And so that was our halftime pep talk. Needless to say, the second half we played with a lot more enthusiasm, I want to tell you. But anyway, his passion for things, I think, kind of came through in every single thing he did. The other thing that was very unusual, all of us that were around him in football, was his preparation for the game. Don had an ability, and this is the way he prepared for the game. It was this: he was going to be covering the opening kickoff. And he somehow wound up every single week hating the other opponent. I mean, it was something about him, and he could transpose that hate to us as players. Another game here, we're playing Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I think we were favored by 40 points or something. And so, and you could tell all week, Don had struggled with finding a way to hate Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And so we all go out for the warm-ups in the stadium. You know how the stadium was, and it was kind of dark. And the ball boy for San Luis Obispo had put his balls on the wrong end of the field. He had put them on our end of the field. This little old ball boy. Don went ballistic. He comes back in the locker room, and he's throwing open the door, and he's going, "They have no respect for us. They took over that end of the end zone." He says, "We're going to kill them." You know, next thing you know, I'm in there with everybody else, and we're going, "Yeah, let's kill them." You know, he had a way of doing that. I think it was 64-14, and he was still after the poor guy put the balls down there. The coach didn't even know.